What's going on, guys? Stefan here, S&E's Garage. Today we're going to touch on something super important if you own a Kawasaki STX 12F or 15F jet ski. So if you own one of those and you want to save your engine, definitely check this video out. Let's get right into it. So here we have the original bottom end on the 2013 Kawasaki STX 15F that we purchased. Now this engine was already replaced once before, so this is the original engine that it came with that I got the parts for. Unfortunately, this bottom end is wiped out, and I want to show you exactly what happened and how you can prevent this. So let me go ahead. We're going to set you up on the tripod, and we're basically going to do a demonstration here to show you exactly what happens when your jet pump bearings fail and you neglect to replace them. So here we basically have this set up the way it would be inside of your jet ski minus the drive shaft and the power takeoff. So here we have our jet pump, and what this jet pump does, this is how it's mounted in the machine. It pushes the machine forward. So imagine all of your load when you're using this machine is pushing this whole jet ski forward. Now when these bearings in this impeller and this jet pump fail, I'm going to remove this as a visual aid here. This shaft that rides in these bearings wants to push this way towards the front of the jet ski. And with this jet pump design, there is nothing to stop that from happening. So your crankshaft spinning gets jammed into the front of the case. And now in these engines, in any engine, there's main bearings, there's rod bearings, and then you have thrust bearings on the crankshaft. And the thrust bearings prevent that side load. They try to keep the crankshaft centered. So now you have all of the thrust that this machine is making going through a failed set of bearings, loading the crap out of the crank. It pushes the whole crankshaft forward, and there's nothing to prevent this from happening. So this jet pump is actually kind of a poor design, and we're going to be fixing that on both of our Kawasaki machines by using the Kawasaki Kawi Performance Jet Pump Upgrade Kit. We're going to do that this winter. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. But I just wanted to make this video to show you guys exactly what can happen if your jet pump bearings fail and you don't catch it in time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring you over here, and we're going to go ahead and split this case. This case has already been split prior to me doing this. So we're just going to go ahead and lift the lower crankcase off. And what I want to show you here is you'll see this main cap right here has all this wear and all this wear from the crank sliding forward and hitting this casing, and at the same time completely wiping out the thrust bearings, ruining the whole bottom end of this engine. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to pull the crank out, and you'll see right in here all the scoring there on the crank. Now I'm not sure if this crank is any good. I have not brought it to a machine shop, but you'll see right in here this journal is all scored up. Now the other case half didn't fare any better here. This one is actually worse. So you'll see right in here, this is where the thrust bearing lives. The thrust bearings got completely chewed up. It ruined the case, and it dug into the case here, ultimately causing this engine to fail. So something as simple as a set of bearings for your impeller or your jet pump on a Kawasaki 12F or 15F can cause a complete engine failure. Now let me show you how Kawi Performance re-engineered the jet pump to prevent this from happening. Alright guys, so here we have a factory Kawasaki 12F or 15F impeller shaft. And here we have the upgraded shaft by Kawi Performance. Now I'm going to put these side by side, and there's one major difference that I want you to notice. and it's these threads here at the end of the shaft, whereas this one does not have threads. The way Cowie Performance designed this is there is a nut on the end of this shaft here to prevent it from loading up the engine and the thrust bearings should your bearings fail. So this right here, this nut is a fail-safe. So if your bearings on this end fail, it's not going to ruin your engine. The only thing it's going to do is cause this little plastic cone here to overheat and melt. And that's going to be your warning that, all right, it's time to do my bearings, rather than cooking a $5,000–$6,000 engine. Because these engines, you cannot buy them from Kawasaki new anymore. You have to get either a remanufactured unit from a aftermarket, or you have to rebuild it yourself. So if you have a 12F or 15F Kawasaki jet ski, it is super important that you inspect your jet pump bearings at least once a season. I inspected mine when I first bought our good jet ski. They were tight. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to redo it this winter. We're going to put the KP upgrade kit in there. That way, should something happen down the line, I have that nut there to prevent the jet pump from loading up the thrust bearings and wiping out the engine. Because that jet ski's only got 50-something hours on it, and I want to, keep it original. I don't want to put an aftermarket long block in there. That's the last thing I want to do. So we're going to end up having to do this for both of our jet skis now. I'm going to buy another KP kit, and I'm going to go ahead and install that in both of my jet skis once we get this other one running. I just thought it was important to show you guys that, hey, we found out why our original engine in that 2013 jet ski failed, and we're not going to let that happen again. So we're going to get that 2013 running this winter. We're going to bulletproof that jet pump. That way we have no issues going down the road, and hopefully we get many years of enjoyment out of it. And I hope you guys do the same thing. Definitely check your jet pumps because they can destroy your ski. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be doing a winterization video on the jet ski that runs in the next week or so, because it's about time to put it away. So if you have a jet ski, you have a personal watercraft, you want to learn how to winterize it, and you want to learn how to work on it, do oil changes, inspect your jet pumps, things like that, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.